let's start with greetings and just mention what happened, and that's it. I don't want to focus on it.
Okay.
It's not our main goal to talk about it.
Okay.
Balakun, a bridge to Ukraine. Join the conversation at balakun.co.
Балакун – міст в Україну. Долучайтесь до наших розмов на www.balakun.co.
Please subscribe!
Welcome to this episode where we'll be talking about holiday traditions. How are you doing today, Beat?
It's been a rough morning. There was a shilling this morning and tonight, and I feel a bit sleepy, but I think we'll hold on and we'll record everything that we need to know, that we need to share with the audience. And I'm glad that our air defense is that well, that gave me an opportunity to record this episode.
We're recording this on Friday, the 29th of December.
Almost New Year.
Almost New Year.
Today we are going to talk about all the winter holidays, about all the misguidance of the dates and some misguidance or some mistakes with all the symbols of celebrations, and let's try to fill some gaps and find something new about winter holidays at Christmas, New Year, and all the holidays that are in this winter chain of holidays.
I guess this is the first year that all of Ukraine celebrated Christmas on the 25th. Is that correct?
It's official, yet not everyone celebrated it. Some people, I think, will still celebrate it on the 7th of January. It can take some time for everyone to shift and to change their traditions and to change their habits.
And also, I suppose people weren't feeling particularly festive this year as well.
Yeah, but we have to have our lives. What to fight for as not having lives and to just struggle and suffer constantly. We have some hope and some understanding of normality or life itself, despite, not because of, but despite, not due, but despite. So as you asked about the 7th of January, 25th of December, I would rather start with it. And there was always this misunderstanding why Catholics are celebrating Christmas on the 25th of December and Orthodox is celebrated on the 7th of January. Actually, everyone celebrated on the 25th of December. Yet there are two different calendars. The Gregorian one for the Western, for Catholics, and Julian one for Orthodoxies. And the Julian calendar was invented by Julius Caesar before Christ, BC, and it was not that accurate. It had some mistakes in it, and due to them, dates shifted. For now, the shift is 13 days. The Pope Gregory invented that Gregorian calendar, and he just cut 10 days off to correct all the mistakes in Julian calendar and made some corrections for the leap years. So the difference in days grows, and for the year 2100, the shift will be not 13 days, but 14 days already. So for Julian calendar followers, I can say this, the Christmas will be not on 7th of January, but on 8th of January by Gregorian calendar. And this year, Ukrainian Orthodox Church shifted the calendar to, as they call it, New Julian calendar. They didn't take Gregorian calendar, they took a New Julian calendar, and it's very, very similar to Gregorian calendar. So everyone has Christmas on the 25th of December. Yet there is such thing as Ukrainian Orthodox Church of the Moscow Patriarchy, and they still stick to Julian calendar, and they have Christmas on the 7th of January, our regular calendar. With this shift of the calendar, it's not only Christmas, other church holidays are also shifted, Easter also, and there's such thing in Ukraine as Greek Catholic Church. It's very unique for Ukraine because it appeared on in Ukrainian land. It spread for that time when it started. It spread over now modern Ukraine, Belarus, and part of modern Russia, and all their dogma was taken from Orthodox Church, but the head of their church was Pope from Rome. So it was some sort of something in between. It was historically and politically need to create such church, and they also took 25th of December as their Christmas. They shifted, but they celebrate Easter by Julian calendar. They did not shift to New Julian or Gregorian calendar so far. I don't know whether they will change it in some time, but yet they are stuck to those dates. Also, the reason why Christmas is celebrated on the 7th of January is the influence of Soviet Union, as there was no church in the beginning of the Soviet Union. The church was banned, as the church was religion was called the opium for a nation, or for population, for people, and as the church was banned and the Soviet Union shifted to Gregorian calendar, church itself did not shift to any other calendar. So that's the other reason. And there is such thing that like pre-Christmas fasting. And it's not that obvious that on New Year Eve you have a lot of food, a lot of meat, and those who are fasting, they don't eat meat. And in Soviet Union there was such thing as they were chasing those people who do not celebrate New Year, as they proclaim New Year the most important, the more important than Christmas, and they banned all the Christmas and all other religious holidays.
Can I ask, sorry if this is a stupid question, when did the church in the Soviet Union come back?
It was banned until 30s, like 1938 or 1937. I don't really remember the year, but the church in Soviet Union was a project of special service.
I see.
So they had all that popes and all that servants, or how you call all that people in church that had to listen to all the repentance and all the confessions. They just transferred them to the special service, to military, and to National Commissary of Internal Affairs, as there was this service that time.
It was a weapon of the state to control.
Yeah. It was a mean of control of people, what they think, what have they done, or what thoughts do they have, and it was very tricky that time. And it is believed, and I think that it's true, that church in Russia is still governed by special service.
Explain your meaning.
There was another meme that was doing the rounds today, which was the guy doing an interview with a journalist, and it's like
Yeah,
he's got a
I
question,
haven't seen that interview. Yeah.
but they ask him. I wasn't quite sure what it was about, but it was something like, "Why don't we make Mavics?" And he said he closed his eyes and then said, "Because they're more expensive," or something like that.
It's Taras Chmut. It's the leader of Back in the Live, and yeah, I think that they asked him stupid questions, and so he just reacted this way.
Yeah. Okay. And there was some quite funny comments on the underneath it about things like, we now measure our tolerance for stupid questions in the unit of a schmoot or something like that.
Yeah. I've talked about Christmas and as the most important holiday of this chain of holidays, but as Christmas date changed, all the other dates changed also. First is first holiday in this chain has always been Saint Nicholas Day. It was always celebrated on the 19th of December, and now it's on the 6th of December. So it's the first holiday, and the holiday is stuck to the figure of Saint Nicholas, Nicholas the Wonder Maker, who presents gifts to children, and children are waiting to have gifts under their pillows. So if it is believed, and for kids also, it's like an additional motivation for them to behave. If they behave, if they are good kids, they would receive presents under the pillows. Nicholas would put presents under their pillows. And if they misbehave, they would have some piece of coal under their pillow, or a rod under their pillow.
I see.
So with these rods, the kids could be punished by their parents. So that's the legend, and many kids they either they believe it or they pretend to believe it, and even grown-ups give each other presents on St. Nicholas Day this way. So you wake up, you check under your pillow, and you have this present, and that's amazing. And the majority of presents for this day are not that valuable. Could be sweets, or some chocolate, or some toy, something very cute and childish.
Yeah, or coal if they were naughty.
Cool. Yet I have no example whether ever anyone received cold or rods.
Okay. So it was just a threat.
Yeah. It's just a scary story that parents tell their children to behave. That's the first one, and it's a rather modern one. It's this holiday started after Ruth was crucified, or not crucified, baptized. Yeah, crucified is another word. And was baptized, and the Christianity took over the paganism. And this holiday was wasn't present in pagan heritage. For the other holidays in this chain, paganism was very had much influence on that holidays. The second one is Christmas. It's 25th of December, as we figured it out, and it's the sacred day. It's a family day for many people. Usually, Ukrainians gather with their families. They come home if they live far from home, and they have this supper, Christmas supper, with 12 dishes. We've already discussed it on our group lessons on the open session, but we can repeat some more. very important one, the very important dish for the Christmas supper is kutia. It's made of wheat and pop and some honey, some nuts. It can be whatever, actually, but it's traditional. If you don't like it, many people don't like it. You just have to try three spoons or 3 bites of it. You can take just 1 teaspoon and divide it into 3 bites, but you have to take it. You have to eat it, whenever you like it or not. It's that tradition. There are also some traditional food on this table. There are holubtsi, vareniki. There are a lot of different traditionals, so it's a tradition that happens. Also, there is another tradition, is some sort of fortune telling or witchcrafting even on Christmas. It's more of some girls or even guys who trying to tell fortune about their future marriage, about their future year, and it mostly comes with something romantic. So when I will find my groom, or whether I will get married or not. So this is the main point of that fortune telling. Another holiday that comes even before Saint Nicholas, and such things happen there, but it's not that not celebrated that much. It's Saint Andrew's Eve. It's not considered celebrated that much in Ukraine, but many people do. And there is also a fortune telling on that day, and our ancestors also had some parties, like parties at the widow's house, like večernici. We also talked about it on our open session, and Jana talked about it much. So what there were and what did happen, but it's not that popular. So Saint Nicholas is really considered the first in the chain of winter holidays. On Christmas, people sing kolядки. It's more of carols, and the word kolядка comes from the name of ancient pagan god Kolyada, that means sun. And the main thing that those kolядки and a bit for jumping forward, Shchedryki, all are connected with spring. So it's not New Year, it's not winter tradition, but spring tradition combined with New Year traditions.
I see.
In pagan age, the New Year was celebrated on equinox, spring equinox, and all the traditions then shifted to New Year traditions, like singing kolядки or singing Shchedryki. They all come from that period and just assimilated to the Christianity as a part of new traditions, and they glued to each other that much that it is believed that these are actual Christmas traditions. So it was centuries of them stuck to Christmas itself, and the texts in all that songs, carols, also became more Christian. Like there became songs about Jesus, about baby Jesus, about not they're not telling or wishing a good year. They're not wishing good harvest, but they are wishing just good luck, and they became more Christian. The other thing that I have not mentioned is the theater that takes place on Christmas Eve or days before Christmas, some days after Christmas, is Vertep. Vertep is portable puppet theater and drama, which presents the nativity scene, mystery plays, and secular with secular plots.
I see.
So it tells either of the birth of Jesus, like showing the Bethlehem cave where Jesus was born. It has all the attributes of the Christmas plot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also there is some comedy in it. This vertep is also becoming popular nowadays. A couple of years ago, I remember I've seen this vertep in a truck, where this riding or moving vertep was wandering through the city and stopping here and then to present their play. And in the center of Kiev also were those stages with this vertep, so it returns back and it becomes more and more popular. It was like 5 years ago or 4 even years ago, before COVID, before war, where the life was simpler. So that's about it. Let's move to New Year itself. New Year wasn't that popular before Soviet Union. So the cult of New Year itself was pushed by Soviets to substitute all other all religious holidays. As I mentioned, they banned church itself and banned all the traditions. As it many of Ukrainian traditions were not common to Russians. For instance, they do not celebrate St. Nicholas Day at all. They celebrate Christmas, they celebrate New Year, maybe some, I don't really know their mythologies, whether they stick it to some saints or not, I don't really care. But as I know, they don't celebrate St. Nicholas. And in that 1930s, they realized that they need a substitution. Before that, all the Christmas and New Year celebrations were banned, like all of them. And then they wanted to create something new. What they did? They took the figure of Saint Nicholas, named him Father Frost, took some symbolism from the frost itself. A frost in Slavic culture is a demon that people try to give some sacrifices to him. Like there was a tradition with kutia. They took a spoon of kutia, they put it outside their houses and said, "Frost, frost, come eat kutia. If you don't eat kutia, don't eat my harvest. Don't eat my wheat. Don't eat my domestic animals." Yeah. So that was, and in some tribes, even virgins were brought as a sacrifice to that frost. And there, the figure of that Sniguruchka, like a little girl that in Soviet interpretation, was the granddaughter of that Father Frost. But in traditions, that girl was sacrificed, was tied to the pine to be a sacrifice to that frost. And in the morning, if she was frozen completely, that means that frost has taken this sacrifice, and their grains and all their goods won't be frozen, and people won't be frozen. And if she wasn't frozen, she was considered a witch and burnt. So that's the story of the Father Frost that was celebrated through almost 70 years or even more of Soviet heritage. And some years ago, people tried to stop celebrating Father Frost, as it was very popular. So that symbols that were created by Soviets, they were so strong. They made a holiday for children. So the Father Frost was a very he was more of a Santa Claus, very alike Santa Claus, but he had different clothing, more of Saint Nicolas clothing. Santa Claus is actually Saint Nicholas also, but he has pants, he has some coat, and for Father Frost, the coat was very long. There was no pants. You could just see them, as the coat was long to the ground. And he had this hat, and there were some games like Father Frost runs around the circle of children and freezes them. So that stems from that tradition. The Frost was a monster that froze children. But it became a funny game for children. And the main party before New Year, and in all schools, in all preschools, and it was everywhere, just everywhere. You couldn't find a place there where it wasn't celebrated. It was called pines, like fir trees. Just not New Year or Christmas or something. The party itself was called a fir tree. So and all that animals were present there, like foxes, rabbits, or hares, and there was no religion in it. And it was until a couple years ago. Now the tradition still remains in schools, in preschools. All these parties are also celebrated, but people are very confused about them. So they don't know what symbols to use, what persons to take there, or what characters to use there. So they could take Saint Nicholas, as it was on the 19th of December lately. But now it's the 6th of December and all these parties are on in the end of December. So and these parties are and people just need to do this, as it's a demand for this. As everyone got used that there is a party at the end of a semester, and they have to give their children presents, and some fairy tale character has to give that presence, and they're very much confused about it. And I think that in a couple of years, a new mythology will be built about this. Some new symbols, some new characters, some new traditions, as there is a demand for that. So the Soviet Union just grew that habit in population, that in people, that we need this and we don't know how to do it anymore.
Yes.
after refusing from those false traditions.
Saint Pez Patron.
No, I'm fully against this. I will make petitions not to do that. Also, for New Year, as you asked about the goat, on the 31st of December, before New Year, in the New Year Eve, I can say, there's a tradition that there's a holiday, a tradition that called Malanka.
Mhm.
Malanka is, I can say it's also a theatrical party. It comes from paganism also, and the festivities were historically centered around house-to-house visiting by the group of young men. They wear costumes and as characters from a folk tale of pre-Christian, as I said, pagan origin. They brought the goat with themselves, with them. They dressed like some monsters. They had those special characters that had to be.
Is this what Tanya was talking about when she said the carolers that terrified her when she was a child?
Maybe, I don't know, because caroling is on Christmas and kolядки. Some sort of caroling, Shchedryk is on the 31st of December. And there's also sewing on the 1st of January, but it's only men who can sew. So they take seeds and they come to your house and they have to, and the first person they have to come into your house is a man. And he has to sow some seeds to wish you a good year. So that's also a tradition. So it's about all the caroling thing. And for Malanka, aside it, as it's a more Western tradition, and we have also Shchedryk. And the most famous one is Shchedryk by Leontovich. That became the world famous and is called the Carol of Bells. It's used in many films, in Home Alone, Harry Potter, South Park, Simpsons, the Family of Adams, and a lot of other movies and cartoons. And I think that nowadays many people know that it has Ukrainian origin. But in that time, a couple of years ago, not many people knew that. Even Ukrainians didn't know that Carol of Bells, the song that they heard in Home Alone or Harry Potter, it was Ukrainian song. It became popular in the beginning of the last century. In 1922, it was on the 5th of October 1922. It was played in Carnegie Hall. And after that, in 1936, it was a bit written to be Carol of Bells.
So are the lyrics quite different in Ukrainian?
It's a lot different. It's in Ukrainian, it's Shchedryk, Shchedryk, Щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка. So Shchedryk is actually, we have this word for Щедрівка, щедрувати, Shchedryk. So all of them are for these songs. And little do know that Shchedryk is a European saying. It's some sort of Atlantic canary. And what swallow Shchedryk, and then the swallow came. And what's the connection with Christmas and New Year and all the birds? But here are no birds in winter. All the birds go to the south. They migrate. And the thing is, as I told, that all that traditions come from celebrating New Year in pagan times, and the New Year was on the equinox.
I see.
Yeah, and so the Carol of Bells itself, English version, tells about bells, about Christmas, about holiday itself, and Shchedryk, by as a traditional Ukrainian song, tells about wishing good year to some I can say landlord, or to some person who has his own belongings, like like a farmer, I can say also. Like it is sang about the sheep and the goods that he will have, and all the good luck in having more harvest this year. And we have the third one, the last holiday for Christmas chain of holidays is Epiphany. We call it Водохреща or Водохреща. The stress can be different in different regions of Ukraine. We also call it Iordan. And as in Western Christianity, this holiday is a commemoration of visit of the Magi to the child Christ, and it is also called Three Kings in Western Christianity. It's vastly celebrated in Poland, like Trikroli. It's celebrated in Spain, as far as I know. And for Eastern Christianity, it's the commemorate of baptism of Jesus in the Jordan River. So we call it Jordan, like Jordan, the Jordan River. And the tradition is that people make holes, and it is believed that the most frosts come to this day. So it is believed that for Epiphany or for Jordan, it's the coldest time of the year, and all the lakes and the rivers freeze that time, and people make holes in ice, and they have to jump into that water for 3 times to be healthy all the year forward.
Have you ever done that?
No. I'm scared of cold water. I'm just when I see this on television, or whether I walk by such happening, I just shake. My guts are shaking.
I wonder how many people do this.
I know people that do this actually. And I've seen this, and many of people from government actually do this. And each year there's always a new story about some of the government representative, or several of them. They cross themselves onto the camera. I don't know where they are too religious or not. No one can really be sure about that, but they're very religious to the camera.
I see. So it's all a show.
So that was always the tradition. Last years, it's not that popular because of all that happens around.
Yeah.
because it was because of COVID and because of war, and
So the Epiphany is the last one.
is the last one in the chain of winter holidays. And it's
And then-
on the 6th, now it's in the 6th of January.
Mhm.
Before that, it was on the 19th of January. I have forgotten the very, very strange one.
Mhm.
It's not that traditional. Actually, it's not Ukrainian traditional. It's not. It's more like post-Soviet traditional. We have Old New Year.
Old New
The
Year.
Old New Year, yeah, and actually all that Malanka and Shchedryk and sewing happened on the around Old New Year.
Mhm.
Why Old New Year is the New Year by Julian calendar.
Are these days public holidays when you don't work, or are they just celebrations that you have after work? Or do
This
people-
day is not this year and last year there are no public holidays at all due to war, because of war. But before that, there were two days off. The day off was on Christmas on the 25th of December, and the day off was on the 7th of January. And on the 1st of January, actually, it's day off. On Saint Nicolas, it's just ordinary day, and on Jordan or Водохреща is also as standard day.
For us, we have a lot of public holidays around this time because it's for most people it's the start of the summer holiday. So Christmas and Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, are days off, and then the 1st and 2nd of January are days off as well.
Oh, and the second one also.
Yeah.
We had just the 1st of January as a day off.
Mm.
So this year, the 1st of January is not a day off, as it's a Monday, actually, and it's a bit weird. So for many people, just celebrate New Year or all night through, and
then go to work.
even it's not that festive mood among people, not in that volume that it was before war, but nevertheless people celebrate, and it's hard for them to start working on the 1st of January.
There's a place called Gisborne near where I am now, actually, on the east coast of New Zealand, is the first place to see the sunrise. So we are the first people to celebrate the new year. Well, the first city
Wow.
to celebrate the new year is Gisborne.
So you're going to tell me how the 2024
Yeah, I'm gonna
goes.
2024 is amazing, guys. No.
What a joke! Ha 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 ha!
Ukrainians for Christmas supper don't sit to the table unless there's the first Su-34 burnt in the sky. This was a joke made by a stand-up comic this year, as for their Christmas Eve, several Russian jets were hit. Yeah, but actually there's a tradition that you don't sit to the Christmas table until the first star rises in the sky.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, so that's the reference of it.
Or a burning Russian plane. I see.
Yeah, and it's like a star. It's very beautiful. I like how it burns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and about the thing about the star, Christmas tree was always decorated with Bethlehem star. Bethlehem star, with 8 points, as far as I remember, 8, I guess. And Soviets substituted it with Soviet star with 5 points.
I see.
The red one, yeah. So the
Everyone
star
have a-
remained,
Yeah.
but it was substituted, just symbolically changed to another one.
Does anyone have an angel on the tree? We
Um,
sometimes put angels on top of the tree instead of a star. Some people put a star.
no.
Are you ready for a word? I found a good one for you.
Yeah, let's start with your word, and then we'll try to do some carols, not singing, but saying them.
Okay.
Try to pronounce it.
Should I go first? I'll send you yours.
Just send it in a chat. You're taking Latin words once more, okay. Ignominious.
Ignominious. Ignominious.
Ignominious.
Ignominious.
Oh, G is not silent.
No.
Ignominious.
It means dishonorable or despicable.
Wow, I've never heard of it. Are you ready for caroling? Or
Yeah.
to carol?
I don't want to sing, but I will try.
Let's try just a couple of lines. Can you read Cyrillic?
Badly, but I'll try. Shchedryk, Shchedryk,
Shchedryk.
Shchedryk, Shchedryvochka, Shchedryvochka, priletila, lastivochka, stala, sobi, shebetati, gospodaria, viklikati.
Almost good, almost good. Some notes about some sounds and some stress. So as it's sang more like Shchedryk, Shchedryk, Shchedryvochka, but the right stress is Shchedryvochka. It is sang with changing of the stress to make it more poetic, or to make it more singable. So, Щедрик, Щедрик, Щедрівочка, прилетіла ластівочка, стало собі щебетати, господаря викликати. So you were almost good. It had this your favorite sound, that is very hard for non-Ukrainians to pronounce. And викликати, it's and not e. It's with the dot, like прилетіла, ластівочка, ластії. And this it's more deep sound. It's more the sound is made closer to your throat than to your teeth.
Okay.
But in general, you did just great.
And what does it mean?
Shchedryk, Shchedryk, Shchedryvochka. It's like calling to this bird. Shchedryk, Shchedryk, Shchedryvochka. Here flew a swallow from afar, started to sing lively and loud, asking the master to come out.
Cool. Nothing to do with bells. So why don't we end by how do you wish someone a happy new year?
We don't wish a happy new year. We just congratulate one with a new year. Yeah, we just say з Новим роком.
З Новим роком. Okay.
З Новим роком.
Yeah.
In Ukrainian, we have this greeting for Christmas. Христос се рождає, and the answer is славімо його. Christ is being born, and grace him as an answer. Христос ся рождає.
Христос рождає.
Рождає.
Рождає. Yeah,
Рождає. It's actually not classical, not standard Ukrainian, because in standard that something is being born is рождається. And
Okay.
this more of an ancient form, ся рождає. Like рождається, ся became the affix of the word. And before it became an affix, it was the separate word, like himself, ся, himself.
Ся рождає.
Христос ся рождає. And the answer is славімо його.
Славімо його.